Alright, so this is a video to show you how, first of all, how to create a Hello World for your first lab. So I'm just going to launch the Visual Studio 2019. So what is a compiler? While this thing is being loaded with this, the compiler is it's a tool that programmers we use to actually develop applications, software with it. So that's what the compiler does. Is it's like for a carpenter, they use a hammer, chisel, skill saw to make their woodwork with it. This is what we use to create software development world with it as well. There's a lot more to it, but in a nutshell, it's one of the tools that you're going to be using with it. The ultimate goal is, okay, so this is being loaded. I'm going to talk to you more about compiling and the process in Chapter 1 of DS Malik with it. But for now, click on Create New Projects for me. Create a new project. So, bear with me. This is what my recorder does with it. So, when you get to this particular screen, it's running slow because I'm doing the Camtasia recording with this, so this is why this is getting while this is being loaded with it. So the compiler, basically, it's a tool where you create executable. For those of you that install software in the past, you would know what I'm talking about. Is when you click on the executable and install that software into your desktop with it. When you get to this right here, if you can please select the empty project. Empty project. Make sure it says start with from scratch from C++ for Windows. Provide no starting files. Click on next. Here, please put Hello World, one word, uppercase H, uppercase W, and here give it the path where I want you to put this under your lab directory that you extracted. Third point is make sure you check the place solution and project in the same directory. So once you did all three of these, alright, I need to pick another path here because it's not allowing me to do the empty or valid location with it. So I need to give this another path here. Click on the dot over here and navigate to, because I changed my USB drive in here, find my computer. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to throw this on my desktop. I have a sandbox. I'm not picking up this file, so I have a folder I do tests in with it as well. I'm going to call this thing, I don't know, put this in the sandbox with it. It's called Hello World with it, or you can put it anywhere you want. There's a Hello World that you want to put in here with it. So it's not seeing my USBs coming up here with it, so that's fine. I'll create this thing in here, and I want to click on Create. So while this is creating a folder, the whole entire project it's loading on is the Hello World project that's being loaded inside of this thing, and this is what it looks like. Alright, so this is what your compiler looks like in here. Make sure you have the solution window here. If it's not there, if you want to click on View, make sure you have Solution Explorer, which is this panel right here. Right mouse click on your name of your project, which is Hello World. Come down and do Add New Item for me, please. So once you click on this, this opens up this pane right here. Now you're writing a tutorial for this thing, so do it step by step. Show it to me from screenshots from what you do in the first step, second step, third step with it. So I want to have, here's my CPP. Call this thing main. Alright, make sure it's selected. Now in here, this is what I'm called the skeleton. This is what we call the skeleton. From, if you know this by the next few chapters with it, the first line, if you do // this will ignore everything after it. It's commented out. That's what this means with it. So I want you to put your full name here. Second line is put the course number, COSC, Computer Science 1436, sections 8, whatever that number is with it. And the next line is a comment. This is for Lab 1, your Hello World program. Okay, so later on, if you have other stuff, you can put on as a description of what this lab is, or what this code is. All right, so description of code goes here. Okay, so in this case, it's lab 1 and all that stuff with it. Next, I need for you to trust me in this one. Is the, if you notice, the IntelliSense kicks in is the pound include is the preprocessor. We're going to talk all about this in this next 3 or 4 chapters, what this means with it. And you're going to bring in is the pound include IO stream. This is what I like for you to do is input output stream. That's what the IO stands for, input output stream, meaning you're taking data in and out with this. Next one is using namespace std. Bear with me in this one because this allows you to use the CNC out commands and your stream insertion, stream extraction. Your first function you're going to use is the main, int main, left and right parentheses indicate it is a function, and inside of that left and right curly brackets you're going to do a cout stream insertion with a literal call hello world, this is my first program. Okay, so come over to the right of that, do NL, and this is a returning function because it's an int main. You need to return a value of an integer, so that's all you do. If you notice on the upper where the main.cpp there's an asterisk, means that this file's been modified, been changed. Control S saves it. Control F5, hold down your Control F5 button at the same time, Control F5. This will compile it. I'm going to talk to you what is the compiling process, what does it mean when you compile it. So it's compiling at the bottom. Here's the output. You're going to see a little pop-up window here in a second. And this is what it does with it. So this is what you're looking at is you know, hello world. This is my first program. Okay. So take a screenshot of this using your snipping tool, and you draw that little box. Tighten up all, you know, if you have any black spaces with it, copy it, paste it into whatever you need to do with it as well. All right. So that concludes the first exercise I want everybody to do.